Maine has so many resources, but there is one that surrounds all of us, our forests.
And one nonprofit organization doing what it can to preserve one small part of it. In this week's report on Maine's changing climate, News Center Maine's Jordan Sartor-Francis takes us to a little-known spot just outside of Greenville, where efforts to conserve trees are having a ripple effect hundreds of miles away.
The town of Greenville holds natural treasure, much like a gold mine, and the Forest Society of Maine is its steward.
We know is that our northern Maine woods are this last stronghold of these kind of forest types in the entire world.
This massive area is called Scammon Ridge, and it continues serving as a safe haven for outdoor enthusiasts.
There's a long-standing tradition for outdoor recreation that's been going on for generation after generation.
Scammon Ridge, however, is also seen as prime land for development. One project is already approved for an 18-lot subdivision. The Forest Society of Maine wants to make sure the rest is in touch, as this particular ridge is the link to the state's most familiar rivers that flow into coastal bays. The Kennebec and the Penobscot both source their water from Scammon Ridge.
And starting here, water falling on this incredible ridge line means we're getting a clean start to the water that eventually ends up down in southern Maine.
The effects of the conservation of Scammon Ridge here in Greenville extend well past the borders of the state. It affects climate change on a global scale.
The atmosphere doesn't recognize state boundaries or town boundaries or anything like that.
Jake Mexler, vice president of the Forest Society of Maine, says the trees that Scammon Ridge has plenty of are very useful.
Forests are a great tool to pull carbon dioxide out of the air.
Corporations and governments around the world are creating and seeking solutions for the global climate crisis, but the solution offered on the home front of our state is the front runner.
This is one of the cheapest ways to mitigate climate change, by protecting forests.
The conservation of Scammon Ridge is a twofold project: fighting climate change and preserving the space for future generations to use too.
So this is 3,000 acres that will be here forever and will be conserved and will never be turned into homes or developed. And that is important globally, and it will always be here for anyone to use and visit.
In Greenville, Jordan Sartor-Francis, News Center, Maine.
Scammon Ridge is just one project of the dozens that the Forest Society of Maine is working on.
Currently, it's working to conserve nearly 1 million acres of forest land.